Hey there, welcome to November 19th, 2024. My name is Kurt, and this is my daily Good Life meditation. This is an exercise that I do every morning, a little bit after waking up, to remember my life objectives and principles, those which are outlined in my book, Going Alone. I also use the time to think about the last 24 hours, how I did with the challenges and the opportunities that I met. I recite the 8 objectives of my creed to keep me on track, and I plan for the coming day. I conclude by preparing myself to die today. Such a sober prospect. All right, so last night and yesterday, slept really good. Nothing seems to be burdening my mind at night anymore. It's like my work here is done, so to speak. Yet, I have lots of work yet to do. None of it is the desperate kind. Although it's a funny thing, because this morning I got up, I get up at my usual time, 4 o'clock, but usually I do my own stuff from 4 to 6:30 when I start to prepare for work. But I knew I had some heavy meetings today, and I jumped into them, mainly doing a review of what's called a scope of work document. It's a boilerplate document that could be used as a template for a very big project that would be coming up. With a guy with 14 days left, you'd think, why would I care? But I do. Especially the early contractual element of a giant project like this, or any project, is really important. We need to get the contractual bits right if we're going to have a smooth project. So I had a meeting, I know I have a meeting on the books later this morning to dive into a review of this boilerplate document. And I wanted to give it a thorough review because we can catch some big things. And I spent a good deal of time doing that this morning. Way in the early hours. I wasn't doing my own stuff. I was working on this, getting ready for the meeting. And I was really pleased with the results. I was like, all my years of experience doing this, all the past projects that I had, were able to help inform me about where this boilerplate document could suffer improvement if we're going to have a good, peaceful project, especially relative to the nature of the organization where I work, which is a very giant organization, slow moving in some ways, public sector, right? What you expect. When I was done, I had a really good review. I had all my, my points bulleted out and ready for the meeting. So when we have the meeting, I'm going to have some good and very salient points to make. I was so pleased with that. And I had to give myself a good think afterwards, thinking, how silly in some ways that I'm leaving and will no longer be tasked to do this type of stuff. Just at the point of my career when I like to think I'm really good at it, I can do it second nature. Even 5 years ago, I couldn't have spotted some of the bigger points because I arranged them by significance. And so the number one at the top, namely, are we going to do this as a cost and materials project, or are we going to do it as a milestone-based project, and all that's entailed in that? 5 years ago, I would not have known to recognize those two things. Pretty late in my career not to figure that out, but I know it now because I got bit in the butt. So anyway, so when I say my work here is done, it is done insofar as the necessity of doing that kind of stuff anymore. Though the ambition and the energy, the force, the driving force that I feel to be useful and productive to my society, my family, those that depend on me, those who may need or benefit from my efforts, and including myself, my own well-being, my own welfare. Very, very, very much motivated. My work is not done with that, but I can die at any moment because the hard necessity of it all, the raising of my daughter, namely, is complete. And the writing of my book is done. Boy, I can't tell you how satisfying that is. So I slept good last night. Had a good and productive day yesterday. As for my creed, it consists of 8 objectives as follows. To be always ready to die. To make good and effective use of time. To develop and maintain good and sound life principles. To cultivate good emotional reactions. To perform good actions relative to my creed, to recognize my true limits and my true opportunities, to do just one thing at a time, and do that thing slowly and deliberately and carefully, and to keep my balance at all times if possible. Speaking of which, there's this rock sometimes that I do squats on. See if I keep my balance in the sun. Whoa! So what's up for today? Well, I have a whole bunch of important meetings in the morning, including the one I just mentioned. I have a whole bunch of things I need to do to get ready to go. Wow. Today, it's less than a month now. I'll be gone. Am I ready for death? My affairs are in order. My relationships are sound. And my life's work is complete. Yeah, I'm ready. So I wish you all the best. Be safe, but not too safe. Chicken. Take care. Bye-bye.